Hi, my name is Johan Aaron Grunke. This was my mother's favorite shirt. Losing my patience. It's befitting for the subject matter. Anyway, yesterday on October 4th, 2021, we held a demonstration um, for change in long term care at Ottawa City Hall. I cannot find anything on the news, and I cannot find any video on the demonstration, so I would just like to make a recording of my speech. My mother's name was Linda Lee Grunke, and she died exactly 3 years and 1 day ago due to the negligence of a long term care home. She died 3 years and 1 day ago, and still I've seen no changes. COVID came and decimated lives in the long term care sector, and still no changes. We made the decision to put my mother in a long term care home because she had mobility issues, but she did walk with the use of a walker, and our thoughts were that she would be getting physio that could help her get back the use of her legs. Well, our thoughts were completely wrong. And bit by bit, my mother deteriorated. By the time she died, she had completely lost the use of her legs. My aunt complained about issues within the home, and her complaints fell on deaf ears. In fact, it seemed the more my aunt complained, the more issues my mother had. She also had breathing issues, respiratory issues. And on September 24th, 2018, my mother complained about those issues. Nothing was done. No one came and checked. On September 25th, she complained about them again, numerous times. My aunt was also there that day, and she also complained. Nothing was done. No one came to see her. Then, once again, on September 26th, she complained for what would be the last time she would complain to that home. Later that day, they found her unconscious in her room. They rushed her to the hospital. I rushed down from Toronto to Ottawa to be by her side. Made it in 2.5 hours. That's a new record for me. She lasted a week in the hospital. That whole week, my mother had to be on a CPAP machine so she could get enough air. Finally, on October 2nd, the doctor called a meeting with me and my family, and I had to make the second hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life. We had to make the decision to let my mother go. On October 3rd, 2018, I lost my mother due to the negligence of a long-term care home, long before COVID. COVID wasn't the issue. The long-term care system is the issue. Remember how I said letting my mother go was the second hardest thing I ever had to do? Well, the hardest thing I had to do was come home and tell my daughter that she had lost her grandma, her best friend. My mother's name was Linda Lee Grunke, and she had a family that loved her more than anything in the world. Please help us by making the necessary changes the long-term care system needs. Thank you so much.